know, man. It's crazy times. Crazy fucking times, bro.
Not like that.
And then, what do you want? A fucking apocalyptic light or what?
Over there, that round light you turned on last time.
We just got the audio again
So
for today.
hot, so hot. Come on, let's do this.
All right.
It's hot. As we speak, I'm melting.
Hey, welcome to Conspiracy Dummy, the conspiracy podcast that's back inside the bunker, keeping it real. I am your host, Double D. Joining me on the podcast, we have your number one prepper, Dino Ryder. What's good, homie?
Prepper.
Like, you're getting ready for the fucking end of the world and shit.
Bunker.
We're in the bunker. This is what we're in, man. We're inside the bunker today.
I think a bunker.
Shit's getting real, bro. Fuck that.
Description of a bunker is underground. We're not underground.
No, we're like fucking deep in underground.
All right, so yeah, Dino Ryder back in at it again. This one's gonna be another one for the books.
So fucking another emergency podcast, bro. They just keep coming and shit. I don't know, man. Like, I've been doing a podcast and I had to switch it up because something else just dropped and things changed up, and I don't know, man. Just a lot of shit.
Well, we're gonna summarize what's been happening for the past events, probably like a month ago event.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, because a lot of shit's happening, bro.
The past month.
It's happening way too fast, too, man, to report. And like, we're having a civil war and a World War III at the same time.
So if it feels like it's kind of like a little late, it is. People have lives. People got to go to work. So it's kind of like a retrace of what the events have been happening since, last month, right?
Yeah. And to think about it, it's probably the fastest civil war and World War III ever. You know what I mean? I don't know. Cause shit's
legit, or you just saying that we might not, we don't want to get to that scenario?
Well, we don't want to get to that scenario, man. But shit's like, we just don't know. You know what I mean?
Back to the lecture.
People be acting stupid. Starting on June 14th, Trump's birthday, bro. Motherfucker had a parade, had fucking tanks and all this shit fucking showing out. But at the same time, bro, the people were protesting, bro. It was this thing called No Kings Protest, also known as the No Dictator or Tyrants Protest or some shit. It's a series of demonstrations that took place largely within the United States. Like, you had a lot of people protesting, man. There was a lot of cool, peaceful protesting, but in other places, man, you just had agents and provocateurs, and they're just fucking running amok, bro. And shit got crazy. What's your thoughts?
Well, yeah, like I was saying, this happened the beginning of this month, right?
Yeah.
So what I heard about it, you know, when you called me up about this, and I turn on the news, you know, like you do. Yeah, it's called like you summarized, the call No King's Day, because protesters and organizers feel that Trump is acting like a fascist king, a dictator, you know, like the Cuban guy. Remember what's his name?
Castro?
Like Castro type. Castro. So they're labeling him that, and that's why the protesters label that protesting as No King's Day. So,
yeah, no, man. Like I said, like, you had people protesting. It was cool. Some of them was peaceful. In other places, it just got crazy, bro. You just had...
So let me ask you this, because they were saying when I heard it, it was a crowd of 100 protesters confronted Marines.
This is L.A., right?
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, the L.A.
You're talking about that particular. Yeah. That's what started.
It's like this. L.A. riots part 2, Escape from L.A. Yeah.
And the protesters, you know, they confronted Marines guarding the federal building downtown L.A., and that was on a Saturday. This happened.
Yep.
And what caused this then, and remember how it was that on Friday, Trump ordered ICE raids, right? All through California, all these states, they were raiding places of work. They were raiding schools. They were raiding... Quinceañeras.
Home Depots.
All the Hispanics.
I don't know. I'm just guessing places like that, but I'm pretty sure that they were fucking arresting motherfuckers or... There's actual videos out there where I saw a lady taping a guy being taken out of a Home Depot, and she's saying, why are you treating him like that? You know, the video shows that he was showing his ID. Yeah. He was a resident, and they still took him in because he didn't speak that good of an English. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, damn.
And if you're a resident, Danny, come on, man. You have a right to be here. If you have a visa.
Oh, yeah.
If your visa hasn't expired, you still have a right to be here.
I wonder if there's gonna be some lawsuits coming someone's way. I don't know.
And the lady that taped it said it's incredible, it's disgusting because she was a daughter of immigrants from I think the Middle East somewhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy that they're just taking anybody in without even asking a question. Just because of the color, the way I speak, the language I speak, I'm officially being labeled. Especially me as being a Hispanic Puerto Rican. It's very it's a degrading, and this is taking like the events. It feels like more of a oppression from like the 60s. Remember?
Yeah.
From Martin Luther King with the Million Man March.
Or Rodney King, similar to Rodney King and shit.
The LA riots.
Yeah.
When they beat him down and everything is feels like we're going backwards. And this is it's as a Hispanic, it's very offensive.
Well, I think it's orchestrated, bro. I think there's some shit going on because I don't know who it is. It might be the Democrats, might be CIA, might be I don't know. Somebody, bro, is involved with some fuckery, bro. Because like they found that somebody put an ad on Craigslist, bro, looking for like the toughest badasses in the city, bro, in LA. Let me read a little bit for you.
Hold on, let me get my drink something.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is what it says. Somebody put a fucking ad, man. Looking for the toughest badasses in the city, Los Angeles. Private, seeking extremely tough, brave men for new crew on building. They're paying from $6,500 to $12,500 per week.
You're talking about hitmen hire for
I
hire?
don't know. I think that's what they're trying to get. They're getting people to fucking cause some shit over there, bro.
Hitmen for hire.
We are forming a select team of the toughest dudes in the area. This unit will be activated only when the situation demands it.
Who posted this? Where are you reading this from?
I don't know, man. Somebody just posted this shit on Craigslist. But you get paid every week no matter what. High pressure, high risk, no room for hesitation. We need individuals who do not break, panic, or fold under stress and are basically all around kick-ass dudes. Physically, strength, speed, conditioning is important, but mental toughness is everything. If you're not the biggest guy in the room, but you're the one people follow when things go bad, that's who we're looking for.
Where is this coming from? What state?
Somebody from LA, bro. This is days before the shit went down with the riots.
Dude, is this like going back to the Confederate States? That's what it sounds like. Segregation, racism.
Well, I don't know. It's just they're getting just shit ready, bro. They're staging some shit. We're recruiting those who are already hard, badass, and ready for confrontation when necessary. However, we can train you if necessary. What we're looking for. And it's like a whole list of shit, bro. Well, I don't know, man. It's like they're getting ready, man. They're plotting this shit. They're getting ready. And I think they found some people, bro, that are involved staging this shit and funding these riots.
So basically, they're saying anybody think that they're bad and they have a right to bear arms,
or I don't know, man,
and just ready to start some BS. Yeah, come on with it.
Yeah, start some shit. Yeah.
Right.
And I think there's people who are caught funding this shit allegedly. I don't know, man, but there's George Soros is one of them, right? George Soros and heir of one of the heirs to Walmart, bro. Some lady, bro. And let me see if I can find her name.
You talking about the CEO from Walmart?
Yeah.
What are you talking?
Walmart heir.
Walmart is funding.
Yeah. Recently, a Walmart Harris, Christy Walton, has been reported to have funded advertising to promote the No Kings protest, a nationwide movement against Donald Trump. So it's her and other Democrats, bro. They were involved, like funding all this shit, all this all this chaos, bro.
Let me ask you something. You as and correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah. You as a Mexican American, right? Is that how you label yourself?
Mexican American. Yeah.
Is that how you label yourself?
Yeah, lighter shade of brown. Yeah.
Lighter shade of shit. What?
Lighter shade of brown. Lighter get it correct. Yeah.
A lighter shade of brown. That's what he said.
Yeah.
But you consider yourself obviously Mexican, and no jokes aside.
No, I was born here, bro.
Do you consider yourself a Mexican?
Latin American. I'm American, bro. I'm just American. But at the end of the day, I got some Latin
Your ancestry
I got
is
some
from
Latin.
Mexico,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Represent.
So you're Mexican.
Well, how does that work? I'm Mexican. If I was born there, no, but I'm Mexican descent. I got Mexican blood in me. I'm Mexican American. Put it that way. How about that? But yeah, I know what you're getting, man. Why? Because you're talking all these fucking images of people fucking standing on burnt cars and flags and shit like that.
As you just elaborated and articulated, you as an Mexican American of Mexican descendant parents.
Yeah.
How do you feel about what you see in the media about the way that mostly the majority of Mexicans and some other Hispanics are involved too, but I've seen Puerto Ricans, Guatemala, Honduras, Colombianos, Venezolanos, all of them are in there, but the majority, the way in LA, in other states, what do you think of the way that they've been handling their protesting? Speak your mind. What do you think about that?
Well, I think that's the beauty of it. You can speak your mind, but I don't think you gotta fucking get all crazy, vandalizing, damaging, hurting people. I guess I don't know. Yeah, just for what? What are we doing here?
The crazy part is, and this is the crazy part that I found it very funny, and it's true. If you're protesting against a country that is willing to deport you because you're not here illegally, right?
Yeah.
ICE.
Yeah.
But you're waving the Mexican flag on American soil. Shouldn't it be the other way around? You're supposed to be waving the American flag because this is the state. I mean, this is the country that's gonna save your livelihood.
Yeah, it's kind of all fucking mixed up, bro. I'm telling you, man.
What do you feel about that?
I think it's all fucking ass backwards. Everything. Yeah, exactly. Everything. Everything doesn't make any sense. I think it's like I said. I think it's all set up by people like this.
Because they know the demographic that the people that they're
exactly,
the people that are they poking, they're not educated people.
They know how to target people, bro. Same thing how they did it in Minnesota and too. Like they know how to get certain places wild up, and then and we've seen this before, bro. Even like during the George Floyd,
Trump did it over there in Washington
during the George Floyd protests and shit, the BLM riots. During the BLM riots, bro, with George Floyd. They were leaving these piles of bricks everywhere, bro. They had them in here in Dallas too, and people were like making videos, like pointing these bricks out, like who the fuck left these pile of bricks here, right? They do that shit. They did that too over there in LA. They did it in other cities too, bro. They're kind of staging this fucking chaos. They're putting these things out so people can like throw it at other people or businesses, which they were doing over there in LA, throwing it off of fucking bridges and shit.
And I think you're right when you say that they know how to trigger people in the way that they act, like not in a very educated way. Because you know what? There's a certain way to protest. And I do believe the Bill of Rights. And the Bill of Rights is the first 10 amendments, right? That say the First Amendment is your the right to speak your mind, right?
Yeah.
We're all into that, what you just said. But like you just said, vandalizing, dancing in front of federal buildings is not going to give you any respect. You have to humble yourself in a country that you want to be accepted, you know? You can't do those things in the United States, and it just looks bad on the Mexican people. It looks bad. It's a reflection towards Hispanics and Latinos as a whole. We got to do better than that and show American.
Well, I think we just fell for it, bro.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
They wanted something like this.
Right. They knew.
It's like the whole thing, the whole reason why they let people in the first place. It's like you create this problem so you can create a solution. And their solution was to like usher in all this fucking surveillance, all this new tech, bro. They were using fucking like high security tech like Palantir to collect all this data and shit. I don't know. It's just I don't know too much about it, but it's like facial recognition. They're just collecting all this data, and I think people.
Oh yeah.
I think people who went out to those protests are like.
They're scanning people's eyes.
Yeah, they got you guys.
Now.
Yeah,
the eyes, the cornea. You know the cornea of the eyes.
You know they're gonna get everybody, but now they know who the fuck's the ones that fucking like to start some shit too.
Piggybacking on the event that took place that day. An estimated 30,000 protesters had gathered that weekend, that day, in downtown Los Angeles. You know, they were demonstrating against Donald Trump's policies. You know, now obviously it's kind of old news, probably like 3 weeks ago. But that's the thing, is that they're raiding everything. You know, as it is right now, there's families, dude, being separated. You know.
Yeah. Well, I think this is like how they're creating these 15-minute cities, bro. Like the smart cities, freedom cities, whatever you want to call it. I think this is how they're doing it. I think they're gonna do it next with New York. You just let these areas get so fucking bad, bro. You get it so bad. So the government comes in, cleans house. I don't know, maybe martial law, who knows? But then later on, Vanguard, BlackRock, State Street comes in and buys everything, bro. They're gonna change shit.
By the way, that particular weekend when this started, in the state of Texas had our own protesting walk, right?
Yeah.
Where people gather. And I do have to say, I am very proud that Texas showed the right way how to protest. They were organized. They were peaceful. Nothing.
They're jamming out, playing music.
Nothing erupted. And nobody got into fights. No vandalism. And that's the right way to show that you have some kind of intelligence and you have some humbleness in yourself to tell the American people that, hey, we're here to work. If you give us visas, we can work out our stay here.
We can work hard, play hard.
Exactly. Because if you send every Latino, every Spanish-speaking person back to their countries, who's going to do the work? Who's going to build the roads? Who's going to do construction work?
It's like that movie Day Without a Mexican.
Exactly. Who's going to do all of this? I know a lot of Americans are not willing to do what the Hispanics do. And if you do that, we need to be in a better place to work something out, but not just all of a sudden send everybody home, send everybody where they belong to. But if you're here legally and if you have a permanent residency, or if you have some kind of visa that allows you to stay here for 6 months, there shouldn't be a situation that you have to fear your stay here, because you're here legally and you have papers. And it's not right that they get sent because they don't speak English well and automatically they're being segregated. Like we're going back in the 50s and 60s. This is not right. What's happening to our community? Everybody, you know, as immigrants, this is an old topic, and like history repeats itself. It seems like we're going backwards instead of forward.
Well, you're right, man. But we got there's rules. There's rules to everything. We just got.
I do believe in that.
We gotta abide by the rules.
You have to abide by the rules.
And dude, that same day when all that shit was going down, bro. No King's Day, whatever. No fucking.
And may I add on also?
Yeah.
That on that same weekend where you started off saying it was President Trump's birthday, what was it? What was the date?
June 14th.
It was also the anniversary of the United States military, 250 years since it's been established, right?
250 or 280?
Is it 250? Look it up. Yeah. I think it's 250.
Okay. All right.
History.
Yeah.
I think it's 250 years since the U.S. military has been in. All
right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So let's just get that out there, and it's wonderful.
Shout out, man. Yeah.
We give that
America.
God bless America. You know, America's been kind to the Hispanics that do their jobs here, and they just go to work.
To everyone.
Everyone. I can only speak to my Hispanic heritage. Puerto Ricans, but this country, even though in Puerto Rico we're part of the U.S., but as a immigrant, I think I'm an immigrant. You know why?
Yeah.
Because I came here when I was 3 from Puerto Rico, and I had to learn the language. I had to learn how to speak English, and I know those struggles, and I know how it feels to be an outsider. I was a foreigner, but this land gave us the opportunity to grow, to work, and to get out of tough situations. This is the America that we know of. Not the America that separates families, that destroys families. You know, we have to work on these policies that Trump is trying to oppress these people. Like I said, like I did, some people are here legally. They have visas and so on. So it's just sad situation.
Yeah, no, man. It's a tough one too, man. Who knows, man? We want protection, we want safety, and we do want.
The sad part, dude, is when I see these videos of it reminds me of my mom and the families, because I saw a mother being separated with her kids, and she's pleading in Spanish, and as a Spanish speaker, she's telling these people, I don't want to go back to my country. I have no opportunity in my country. I'm gonna die in my country, and that's the reality, bro. That's the reality right there.
Yeah. And then also that same day, bro, that same fucking day that when all this shit's going down, I think in Minnesota, dude, 2 Minnesota Democratic lawyers were assassinated, and their spouses too were killed. I guess for voting. I guess these are.
Were they Hispanic?
I'm not sure. No, I don't think so. They were lawyers, I think, for voting against illegals' rights to health care. The whole story is crazy because the shooter is somehow linked to Governor Walz. This dude, the killer or whatever, he had what's his name again? Let me see.
So the people that got killed were against immigrant rights?
Yeah. Hold on. Let me tell you. Let me show you. Yeah, so according Walt's appointee named as suspect in the assassination of Minnesota Rep. Melissa Hortman. The suspect who murdered Rep. Melissa Hortman and her husband has been identified as 57-year-old Vance Bolter.
From?
And you won't believe this. Bolter was appointed by the Democratic governor, Tim Walz, to serve on the governor's Workforce Development Board. Bolter was reported impersonating a police officer when he executed the brutal attacks and left behind a manifesto and a political hit list. Wow. So in his car, he had also this fucking flyers for No King's Day and shit like that, or No King's Protest and shit in his vehicle.
It's not right.
I don't know. It's weird. It's either a setup or this guy was either a fucking dumbass or some psycho and shit. But I don't know, man.
It's on vendetta.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know, man. I'm telling you, there's just so many agents at play. We don't, like, too many bad actors and shit. We just don't know what's going on.
People nowadays, especially if you have the right to bear arms, those are the consequences. People have their own vendettas, and they think that they can take the law in their own
I like
hands.
how this person said it, like, no kings, but put your mask on. No kings, but lock us down. No kings, but I'm firing you for not vaccinating. No kings, but you can't go outside. No kings, we don't accept your exception. No kings, but you need a fucking 1,000, 100 fucking boosters and shit. No kings, but we're shutting your business down.
Who's saying all this?
No, we're just showing like the hypocrisy, right? No kings, but you can't worship the real king. Jesus is king. No kings, but
is this a hit on Hispanics?
No, this is just like a hit on fucking the people that want to protest, the people that are protesting. These are the people that
against the No Kings.
Yes, that's the hypocrisy of them. They're protesting with no kings, but this is how they act. This is how they act. This is like some fucking
it involves the
dictator
Hispanic.
shit.
It involves
no, nothing with Hispanic shit. It's just
so
saying,
you're speaking as the honchos that are.
I'm just saying like what this lady's saying. No kings, you can't worship the real king. No kings, but your family members will die alone. No kings, but I'm opening a hotline so you can tattle on your neighbors. No kings, but the mandates galore.
Man,
no kings, but you're responsible for my health.
You're reading
no kings, but social distance.
You're reading a phone book.
At 6 feet
you're
apart.
Reading a phone book. Bro.
No kings, but no family gatherings over 10. The hypocrisy is astounding. Who is actually the tyrant here? So that's true. Yeah, man. So that's shit. What's all going down, man? Fucking civil war and shit. Almost. I think it kind of,
reminds me.
It didn't work, bro. They had that. They had this thing too going on in Frisco with the Carmelo Anthony and that whole thing. We didn't really even talk about it. I don't think that kid that stabbed the other kid and stuff.
Do enlighten me. What happened? What happened, bro?
In Frisco, that black kid went and stabbed that other kid, that white kid.
When did this happen?
This happened a few months ago and stuff. But I'm telling you, this shit was all big in the news, bro.
A black kid stabbed a white kid?
Yeah.
Why?
They were saying self-defense, but I think there's a video out now or something showing that it's not that. The guy was just chilling, I believe, and he just stabbed him. And either way, it's just fucking you know,
doesn't make it
it's
right.
shameful, it's bad, whatever. It doesn't make it right.
No.
But the media uses this to fucking like start this shit. Anger, yeah, start shit, bro. But I don't think it's working, bro. People are realizing that shit. So we had all of that, only to level up a week later, and on June 22nd,
cross the pond, if you will.
Yes,
cross the pond.
The U.S. Air Force and Navy attacked 3 Iranian nuclear sites, Fordan, Natanz, and Isfahan.
Sorry for the butchery.
I butchered the fuck out of those names, bro.
Yeah, so the carnicero over here.
Yeah, in an operation called Midnight Hammer. So they got 7 B-52 bombers, man, jumping these bunker bombers, bro, and they just hit the ground and they continue blowing up until it's just like penetrating these bunkers.
Israel committing
U.S. and Israel bombing
first
Iran.
blow.
First blow.
They initiated.
First blood.
Think about initiation, right?
Yeah.
And the causes of this, right? I read about this. I saw the news, right?
Yeah.
All of this is because Israel has accused Iran of harboring genocidal intentions, while Iran has accused Israel of conducting a genocide against Gaza. This is all because of the territorial Gaza, right?
Yeah, it's been going on, bro. It's been going on forever. This is one guy, I forgot his name. He fucking, I'll play it here. His name is General Wesley Clark, and it's a 2007 interview.
Right after 9/11, about 10 days after 9/11, I went through the Pentagon and I saw Secretary Rumsfeld and Deputy Secretary Wolfowitz. I went downstairs just to say hello to some of the people on the joint staff who had used to work for me, and one of the generals called me and he said, "Sir, you gotta come in. You gotta come in and talk to me a second." I said, "Well, you're too busy." He said, "No." He says, "We've made the decision. We're going to war with Iraq." This was on or about the 20th of September. I said, "We're going to war with Iraq. Why?" He said, "I don't know." He said, "I guess they don't know what else to do." So I said, "Well, did they find some information connecting Saddam to Al-Qaeda?" He said, No. He says, "There's nothing new that way. They just made the decision to go to war with Iraq." He said, "I guess it's like we don't know what to do about terrorists, but we've got a good military and we can take down governments." And he said, "I guess if the only tool you have is a hammer, every problem has to look like a nail." So I came back to see him a few weeks later, and by that time we were bombing in Afghanistan. I said, "Are we still going to war with Iraq?" And he said, "Oh, it's worse than that." He said, he reached over on his desk, he picked up a piece of paper, and he said, I just got this down from upstairs," meaning the Secretary of Defense's office today, and he said, "This is a memo that describes how we're going to take out 7 countries in 5 years, starting with Iraq and then Syria, Lebanon, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and finishing off Iran." I said, "Is it classified?" He said, "Yes, sir." I said, "Well, don't show it to me."
And then this guy, man, he's been saying this forever, bro. Like, they've been planning this. It's like a takeover. It's like the Greater Israel Project. It's just like this takeover of all those lands over there, getting us involved to aid them and shit. And I don't know, it's just getting bad, bro. It's getting messy. And people are waking up to it. They're noticing and shit. They're waking up to it. But you do know
what, once I started reading, I did a little research, right?
Yeah.
Do you know the history that goes way back into the 1940s about this whole reason why Israel and Iran are in war over there in the Middle East because of that territorial Gaza.
Yeah.
You do know that Gaza is in Israel, right?
Yes.
It's over there by the Mediterranean, right?
Yes.
Close to there.
Palestine.
Right. So the thing that I read is that in 1943 there was a war in Iran, right? Because it's always been in turmoil over there.
Yeah.
The Middle East. And the refugees went to Israel for them to help them out. They were escaping war. And in Gaza, that's where they took them in, the Iranian. And ever since, the Iranians, that territorial Gaza, they've been building upon it. They want that, since now, they've been trying to build a city there or a state that belongs to Iran because the refugees been there ever since. They want to control that. But Israel took them in to help them out. Now they want to control it. That's what the fighting there is, right? Because of that.
It's a lot, bro. They also want to control the fucking trade routes right there. There's like a main Strait of Hormuz or something like that. It's like, which I think they're gonna shut down because of this. I'm not sure. Whatever.
Because I was confused at first when I started reading it, because I was like, okay, is Gaza in Iran or Gaza is in Israel? And I was like, I was very shocked that actually the Gaza is over there by the coast of Israel.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, then. So they're fighting over this land. And what's interesting, you know, this has nothing to do with the actual events. But, you know, in the, you know me as a Christian, right?
Yeah.
In the Bible, Danny, it speaks about that land that they're fighting for.
Yeah.
Goes back to the Old Testament in the time of Abraham and his descendants. Remember, the Israelites were slaves of the Egyptians in the Old Testament, right?
Yeah, but when you talk about Abraham, during that time, Jacob wasn't even born yet, and Jacob hasn't even became Israel yet. And you're talking about the Abraham.
But that's the land that God promised to them. And then all of a sudden, Israel is the promised land. That's where the descendants of Abraham were it was called the land of Canaan. That's where they were going to settle to this day. That's where the temples, that area is where Israel, Jerusalem is where that Gaza, right? It's in that area.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know too much about that area. I don't think I'll ever go to that area now, bro.
But it's in the Old Testament, and you know that area right there. So it's been in turmoil because they were fighting over territories, right?
They're evil, man. The people out there all brainwashed and shit. I see all these videos, bro. All the stuff that's going down, bro. It's just
and let me add to that. I was reading, and you know, Iran, Danny, back in the Old Testament, they were the Assyrians. You know about the Assyrians?
Yeah.
These people were the people that descended from Mesopotamia, right?
Yeah.
The first civilization was Mesopotamia, right?
Yeah.
The Assyrians is now, the territory now was Iran, right?
Yeah.
So from there, the territory that is Iran was Assyria territory back in the days.
Yeah.
And these people were against God because they didn't worship God. They worshiped their own deities, their own demonic statues. They had child sacrifices. They were very cruel, right? And that's what God told these people. Then it's very important that land was going to be only for the chosen people, which was the descendants of Abraham. From Abraham came Isaac. From Isaac came Jacob. From Jacob came Joseph. And then from Joseph's line through the Levites. What's the guy?
The tribe of Dan.
The tribe of Dan and the Levites comes Moses. And from Moses, we have Moses as the deliberator of the Israelites from Egypt.
Yeah,
but you know what? This is all ties in, then, because that area still is trying to be taken away by
the government, the Israeli government, or whoever the fuck.
Even Iranians.
Yeah, but the whole region's being taken over by Israel.
It's just territories trying to be separated.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's.
But it speaks to me because it talks about this even in the Old Testament, that area, Danny.
Yeah.
In the war that's going on there, and in the book of Revelation.
It's a genocide.
It's a genocide, and then it says in the Bible.
Ethnic cleansing.
And I always say, can't stress it enough, when you see Israel being bombarded and being surrounded by evil armies, that's when the Lord is going to come back. And this is what we're seeing leading to that.
Well, I don't know, man. Yeah.
No, you do know that, and those are the facts.
Yeah, well,
let's get.
I don't know, man, because they're now saying that this thing. I just saw this shit right now.
And all I'm trying to say,
journalist, bro. Hold on.
All I'm trying to say is that even from the old times, the Old Testament, this land, this particular land, the land of Jesus, people.
I think it's all staged, bro. So it's theater. So the world's just stage and shit. This guy, this Canadian fucking journalist, Aaron Mate, sorry. He said that not that we
Levi, that's the guy.
Not that we needed any more confirmation, but the Washington Post reports that the Israeli-U.S. attack on Iran was decided months earlier and had nothing to do with nuclear weapons. Senior Israeli officials say they already decided by March to attack Iran the same month the U.S. intel community assessed that Iran had no nuclear weapons program. So, like, I think, man, I don't know what is going on. I think maybe it's just to create fear, some kind of like,
and you do know
state of some state of fear or something.
You do know that Israel supposedly is the only country in that region that has well, this is what it says.
Yeah.
Israel maintains a policy of deliberate ambiguity, never officially denying or admitting to having nuclear weapons. Instead of repeating over the years that Israel will not be first country to introduce nuclear weapons in the Middle East. So it's not saying I do have
Israel has nuclear weapons. They don't even let people inspect their shit, dude. Like, I don't know. It's like some weird shit with Israel, right? Iran, I supposedly, allegedly, I think
deliberate ambiguity. That's what they're
Gabbard
saying.
mentioned that they didn't have any or something. I don't know, man. So we're just going by proxy. They're saying that they have them.
Israel has not signed the treaty on the what is that? Proliferation. Proliferation on nuclear weapons. They're saying they don't have any. You're saying they do. I don't believe they do, but
it's like the same fucking story, bro, over and over again. This motherfucker,
they do have
Netanyahu's been
no,
saying
let me
shit.
Correct myself. They do have
Doesn't this fucking sound familiar, bro?
They do have
Isn't it like deja vu? It's the same shit with Iraq, bro. Weapons of mass destruction. We go in, nothing. And then what? We just lose a whole bunch of fucking soldiers and shit. We make enemies and I don't know, man. Right now, it's not. We just need.
And you know what's worse, right? You know when that first started, those attacks in the beginning, they killed 6 major scientists and officials.
They're killing Christians, bro. Israeli settlers.
No, but we're talking about
right now. As of today, Israeli settlers are burning down the Christian town of Tabeth in the West Bank. The village is known for its uniquely all-Christian population, cars, lands, and home. All attacked in a series of violent pogrom aims at uprooting Palestinians.
That land, that land that we're talking about, this land, ever since the beginning of time, has always been in turmoil over territories.
Yeah, man.
But what do you think that the U.S. has to gain from all of this? Because Trump is very mad.
Either compromise, blackmail. It's all blackmail at the end of the day. I think a lot of our politicians are blackmailed.
Remember a week ago, Trump rebuked Israel and Iran hours after the ceasefire. He was pissed, right?
Yeah.
And he put out the F-bomb, right? What did he say? The F-bomb.
Oh, yeah. Let's play it real quick.
I am tired because they don't know what they're doing, right?
Let's play it. Let's see if Trump play it.
And that to me, dude, is like saying, man, come on, man. Let's resolve this. You guys have to cease fire. Calm down. Cease the fire.
Do you believe that Iran is still committed to peace?
Yeah, I do. They violated it, but Israel violated it too.
Are you questioning if Israel is committed?
Israel, as soon as we made the deal, they came out and they dropped a load of bombs, the likes of which I'd never seen before. The biggest load that we've seen. I'm not happy with Israel. You know, when I say, okay, now you have 12 hours, you don't go out in the first hour and just drop everything you have on them. So I'm not happy with them. I'm not happy with Iran either. But I'm really unhappy if Israel's going out this morning because of one rocket that didn't land, that was shot, perhaps by mistake, that didn't land. I'm not happy about that. You know what? We basically have 2 countries that have been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Do you understand that?
Do you have a response to Iran?
The motherfucker just walk away to his fucking helicopter.
You know what I'm saying? Donald Trump is trying to be the peace negotiator, but this is heated shit, bro. And you know they've said it. Iran officials, the president has said we don't like Trump. Trump cannot be trusted. We will not be dealing with Trump. They don't like Trump. They don't like the U.S.
The Iran, those guys. I don't know, man. It's just crazy right now, bro. I don't know.
And you know that what he's talking about.
It just sucks that we're all caught up in this shit. You know
it's crazy to think that, okay, that's good. They're ceasing fire. They're coming down, right?
Yeah.
It says that ceasefire violations allege Israel struck a radar site north of Tehran hours after the ceasefire was due to take effect, following accusations that Iran have fired several missiles at Israel, according to Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Israel refrained from conducting further strikes after Netanyahu spoke to Trump in what a White House source said was a firm and direct call. So Israel is not taking any chances. Supposedly they fire missiles that same day that the ceasefire is supposed to happen. And what Trump's frustration is that the missile never hit them. They never really got to that location.
Well, and also they gave him enough time, bro. He kept on telling them, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. Like, you don't think they're going to move their shit if they did have it? I don't know.
You know, Israel is not playing either. They're saying, don't try it either. Don't try it. Because as we know, Israel is more powerful when it comes to military and their weapons than Iran.
They don't listen, bro. The same thing with Ukraine and Russia when Trump tried to stop that shit too. Like, even though they get some kind of peace, whatever the fuck, you know, well, they're back at it, just bombing each other again.
It's the pride these people have. Because when you start, they're very prideful people.
And it could be just like they're just ushering, the whole world is just ushering this new technology in, bro. You know what I mean? Like, because now this is kind of connected to like the immigrants that are like the whole situation with No King's Day, right? The whole protesting and everything. Like, they're using this technology now because they let all these sleeper cells in. When they let everybody in, they left sleeper cells in, bro. So there's gonna be like all these motherfuckers. They're about to fucking
sleeper cells.
Yeah,
what is that?
Like these secret terrorist motherfuckers. They're gonna start bombing shit, doing shit. You know what I mean? And now, like, in order,
so it's the beginning of the end.
Yeah, it's like, well, it's like the Patriot Act, bro. They're just gonna usher in some shit. So then now that they have to, you know, it's gonna, I don't know, man. I just see it. It's gonna be like some Judge Dredd shit.
I'm just saying, dude, is that Trump should not even get involved. But I guess it's because of the oil. We benefit from their oil policies. So I guess Trump is trying to be the negotiator, but he's fed up, dude. Because once they have like a signed paper saying ceasefire for now, at least try looking to a common ground, but they're either side, like you said, they're not willing to bow down to either side.
Yeah, and
that's the crazy part, Danny, and that's a dangerous part because
Trump's not doing too well, man. Like, his whole fucking base is too kind of like it's like a split between them.
Everything that's going on, I can see why this president is having such a hard time speaking clearly. You know, his thoughts about what's going on. He's not unsure. He's very unsure what's going on. You remember when I told you when we had that podcast saying, Donald Trump, what do you think is in the future? And I remember saying there's going to be a lot of obstacles. You remember me saying that?
Yeah.
And this is only the beginning of that.
But then what would have been the opposition of that? Just voting for Kamala, having Kamala run shit? Like, the whole world would have been fucked. We would have been at war already.
Like I said, Trump is not doing too well. The whole state, his home country, the United States of America, don't look at him as a good leader. Other countries in the Middle East look at him as a traitor, can't be trusted. He's allies with I guess the USSR.
But there's people in Iran that like him, bro, because they're like,
no, they don't.
If they're liberating them, I don't know. They say they are. There's people over there that don't kind of want some kind of
the top official. The president has said we don't trust Trump, and that's the leader.
Well, yeah, that's the leader. That's the motherfucker that's probably keeping everybody suppressed. You know, a lot of these motherfuckers are dictators and shit, bro. You know,
a lot of Iranians were happy about that ceasefire news, right? You heard about it.
Yeah.
They're in with Trump in that point of view.
I think a lot of people do like him, bro. You know what I mean? It's just,
I just think, Danny, the climate.
The thing is, man, I don't know, man. I think everybody's compromised. I don't know. Right now, we just gotta wait and see. I don't like a lot of fucking things that he's dealing with. All this shit with AIPAC and all these fucking Zionists and shit.
Immigration policies, the administration with the ICE and all of this, and it's a very turbulent, Danny, weather.
It's crazy times, man. We're on the brink. I don't know, man. It's just like anything could pop off.
And we have change from this. Then we have the dire emergency of the Greenland, the Arctic Circle, the North Pole. It has nothing to do with this, but it's very sad what's going on. Don't you know that 100,000 miles of ice is being melted every second in Greenland?
It's fucking hot.
That permafrost is being lost. Danny, this planet is going to the spiral of the...
Well, you know, a lot of the fucking military, bro, lets off a lot of fucking CO2 or whatever, all this bombs and machines.
Cattle.
Well, they say cattle, but I really think it has a lot to do with the military industrial like everyone's military.
Everything is tied in.
Yeah, man, there's a lot of shit going on, bro. A lot of
It's
fucked up
sad,
shit,
bro. And you know what?
Did you hear about what were you gonna say?
All this around us is sad to think that
Well,
there's nothing good nothing in this world. Then
dude, not even like you're right. Even local shit, bro.
It is like you step outside, Danny. Nowadays, you step outside, you're taking a risk.
Did you hear about this shit, bro? In Dallas, bro, they found like let me see.
Dude, all I'm gonna say is in my neighborhood, all the albañiles that used to stop in the Plano train stations, that place is deserted now. So they're scared that ice might drop on them. So all I can say is the immigration thing is real. The Hispanics are hiding. They're on the ground or they're going underground. You know, but they're scared, bro. From where I'm coming from, the bus stations, then there used to be a lot of Mexicans, Hispanics there. Now it's deserted. A lot of them are happy that they're doing that. I don't know. Very biased opinions nowadays. There's a lot of racism. Now this is racism that's going on. Then did you see that video of that lady with the mom and the kid in Disneyland, and the mom is speaking Spanish to the little boy in the stall in the women's bathroom, right?
Yeah.
And then this white lady says, "Shut up, speak English." And I'm like, "What?" And she goes, "What did you just say to me? I hate Mexicans." Yeah, I said it. I hate Mexicans. And she walked out, dude. And I'm like, wow. This is the repercussions of what's going on, and they want that.
Yeah.
This groups, they want that.
Yeah, man. A lot of crazy shit, bro. Yeah, we just gotta hunker down, bunker down. Shit. Too many fucking haters, bro.
I hate you.
Different times, same old subjects. Different times, same subjects.
So once we get out of this bunker, bro, I'm gonna head to Austin, bro, and see what's up over there.
Now you got family in Austin. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
Who do
see
you got
what's up
living
with-
in Austin?
No, just go over there, party for this. Well, actually, I'm gonna go to San Antonio for
Tener
4th of July.
Tener cuidado.
I'm gonna go for the
Tener cuidado. You better stay low. This ain't the time to be doing all that.
Shit, I know. Hey, man,
This ain't no time for
Speaking
that.
about that, did you hear about Austin? There might be a serial killer over there, bro.
And yeah, you're taking a trip over there?
Well, no. I say I'm gonna go
What
to
is
San
it?
Antonio.
Daffy Duck Looney Tune sitting in the pond.
Yeah, man, look, that's crazy. Watch. They said that at least 38
Sounds
bodies.
stupid.
They said at least 38 bodies have been found in or around Lady Bird Lake in Austin, Texas, since 2022, bro. The majority of these cases were attributed to accidental drowning, suicide, or drug overdoses. A small number of cases remain undetermined or were unruled as murder. But the thing is, bro, dude, it's all males, I believe. And the thing is, they're not even talking about serial killers or a serial killer. They're not making mention of it, but locals and people think there is something.
And yet, we're going to pack up, we're going to travel light, and we're going to go head to Austin, Texas.
Did you know who's also in Austin, Texas right now, or I think they had to leave because he was starting some shit, was the Liver King.
Who?
The Liver King?
Tiger King?
Liver King, wait.
Tiger King.
No, Liver King. Brian.
You seen that show?
Yeah, no, I've seen that show.
Shit is crazy.
But there's another documentary too, but the Liver King on Netflix, bro. We'll
What
check
is that
shit
about?
out.
What is that?
That guy that's all roided out, bro. That dude's all big. He's all talking about eating liver and shit, all this meat.
Oh, like steroids.
Liver King, the Liver King.
Oh, I thought you said like steroids and taking crazy
No, but
shit.
it's because the Liver King, this guy, dude, he was calling out Joe Rogan. He wanted to fight Joe Rogan. So he was out
What
there.
did Joe Rogan do now? Did he anticipate this?
No, I think a while back he probably called him out because he was on roids or some shit. He was, he just looked at him. And he's like, "Oh, this guy's on some shit." You know what I mean?
Well, he has a tendency to speak his
But
mind,
this guy
right?
was insane. This guy was saying that he wasn't at the time, that he was just getting like that because of fucking meat and eating liver.
Oh yeah, I saw that on my Netflix watching next list, right?
Yeah, so
and I was like, I saw it, but I was like, no, this looks stupid.
Well, that guy, ever since Joe Rogan called him out like a
Right.
while ago, I guess it's kind of been downhill for him and shit. And now I guess I don't know. I think he wanted to go on Joe's show, bro, but then Joe doesn't want him to. He doesn't.
He's scared he might get his ass whooped.
It's just not. Well, no, I think Joe will fuck him up. Joe's like a fucking black belt and all that shit, right? But
man, back in the dark ages.
But this guy's the thing is, you don't know, man. This guy's
this
guy's all roided out too.
Exactly.
That's the thing, bro. You can't just go out and fucking just challenge motherfuckers like.
Yeah, we're talking about.
Yeah, no, but like
Jack Hammer, bro.
Dude,
Jack Hammer.
Like, say you're a Joe Rogan and people just and say you're any celebrity, bro, and people want to fight you. Are you going to fight them, bro, just because they want to fight you? What do you get out of it?
It just shows your tendency to fall for shit like that.
But, like, you can't just do that.
You can't. You have to control yourself.
If you did, say you could do that shit, who would you call out? Who would you call out right now that you want to fight?
Nobody. I'm a peaceful guy.
Just say, and that's what I'm saying. That's how crazy it is. It is crazy, though. But if you had to, if you wanted to, if there's like a celebrity or somebody you do not like, it doesn't even have to be a celebrity. It could be a politician. Who would you want to fight, bro? Like, just call them out. Fuck it. I want to fight you. Mano y mano.
Historical people, too? Historical?
Yeah, let's keep it like present, yeah. Because everybody's going to want to fight Hitler or some shit like that. You know what I mean?
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, no, somebody modern, like today. Who would you want to fight? Give me 3 people. Or is it too hard for you to name at least one?
Dude, I see the thing that I am, Danny, I dislike people. No, this is my thing.
Just like you're just going to challenge
My
them.
thing's always been live and let live.
Yeah.
But there's certain people that I do.
Yeah.
And that will probably be, that I'd be like,
call them out right now. Call them out on the podcast right now.
Names?
Say names.
And you're gonna call them out and you're gonna have them on your podcast, and I'm gonna get into it.
Whatever.
If they were sitting right there, next to me, and be like,
you want to wrestle?
And right there,
yeah.
Next we have, dude, honestly,
and that's not. Well, I know, man. There has to be someone
that you just see on the news.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It just comes to show like how crazy it is. You just call out motherfuckers at random, like, I want to fight you. I want to fight the Liver King. How about that?
No, not really. I don't know the guy. I can't say that because I don't know anybody like that. Who would you? Let me throw that on you.
Well, that's what I was saying. How about
who would you call out?
Well, I was just I wouldn't fight the
Liver
King.
Say their name. Anybody.
Let me see. Okay, Benjamin Netanyahu.
Who is that?
Prime Minister, the dictator of fucking Israel.
President Trump and I often say, peace through strength. First comes strength, then comes peace. And tonight, President Trump and the United States acted with a lot of strength.
Because of everything that's going on, obviously.
Yeah. I don't know. That guy scares me. I don't like him for some reason.
What's his name?
Bibi Netanyahu. His name is his real name is Malalowski or something.
Bibi, damn it.
They had to change their name because it's European again? Jewish.
What is it? Bibi?
European, Middle Eastern Jewish.
Bibi what?
Benjamin Netanyahu.
Benjamin
Netanyahu. But his name is
Benjamin Netanyahu. What do you have to say about that?
Yeah, what's up, Bibi?
We have Benjamin Netanyahu.
I'm calling you out, fool.
Benjamin Netanyahu on the line. What do you have to say? I got him on three-way. What do you have to say? We have Danny on this side.
Let's meet up, fool. Let's throw down. I mean, dude, wouldn't it be badass, like these world leaders, because they want to get into all this fucking beef with other countries and shit or whatever? Wouldn't it be just easier if those motherfuckers just duke it out? Like, get in the ring, bitch.
And then I'm like, this baby motherfucker better not blow up by nuclear shit, or I'm gonna go loco on this bitch. And then he blows up all my nuclear shit, and I'm like, call my generals. And they tell me, they're all dead, sir. And I'm like, assemble the army. And they're like, they're dead too, sir. So then I'm like, launch the friggin' missiles. And they're like, sir, they're gone, sir. So I'm like, what the fuck?
Like, fight. Why do you have to get everybody involved and shit? Fuck all that. That'd be dope.
I would say, though, I guess, to jump in, piggyback of what we just said, the Iran, the president over there.
Yeah.
Because it's like, why are you so...
Oh, you want to throw down with that dude?
I don't know. I'm just saying, jumping on what you said, but why is the whole country so that they have facilities on the ground? It's no secret. They have facilities on the ground that they're building weapons You know, and people don't even know they do have nuclear weapons. We just don't know about them, and they're on the ground, right?
Yeah.
Bunkers. They've been having that, but why is the need to have a nuclear bomb? I guess it's to protect your people, but then again, you're wiping out your enemy, and it's all survival. But if your own people are dying, and if your own people are in distress, why not consider common ground? Like the people were all happy about the ceasefire situation. I'll be like, dude, be the common reason, you know, common denominator to change the situation.
Yeah.
You know, listen for now. Take a deep breath. Don't act on anger. Don't act on being proud. You know, take a step back and really listen to your country. Don't act as of because when emotion steps in, you know, like they say, emotion steps in, all reasoning goes out the window. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they seems to me they're doing it out of their own personal feelings. Like, I hate this dude. I hate this president. I hate this dictator, and all of this. All of that leads to war. That's exactly what happened back in the days with the World War I, World War II, with the Allies and you know, Germany and Italy and the USSR. You know, that's the thing.
The SS Liberty, fucking, they try to get us into war with fucking Egypt and shit.
Right. Egypt don't want none of that.
Well, not just because I'm telling you, man, everything is fucking, I don't know, man.
I don't know. This is depressing to me. That's why I don't like talking about it. And then it's just
depressing.
So depressing.
It's kind of depressing times, bro.
Because
but
we're living in the USA, and the USA got its own issues right now. You know, everything.
Exactly,
Yeah. Why are we taking on other people? Why are we taking on other people, nations' problems?
We can't be doing that shit right now.
We got to worry about ourselves.
Exactly,
as hard as it
man.
is, you know, as hard as it is as a common folk to go out there and make a living, and then we have to, on top of that, have to deal with these issues that are going on in the Middle East. Let these people, I mean, let them, like, obviously they've been showing that they ain't listening to nobody, so let them do what they got to do, you know?
Yeah.
Either way it plays out, nobody wins, Danny. Politics. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Politics. When politics steps in, the truth comes out.
Yep. Oh shit, we got to wrap it up. Everyone's like the people,
Was that the popos?
No. We got people are knocking at the fucking bunkers, bro. The girls. We got to get the girls in the bunker and shit. You think we're going to be in here by ourselves? Fuck that. Hell no.
I heard a bullhorn.
That's right, bro. These girls, bro, they're crazy. They're ready for it. Holler at them. They're ready, man. They're ready. We're gonna have party in the bunker and shit.
We're running into technical difficulties. Hold on.
Yeah, no.
Oh!
Yeah, we're just gonna keep it 100, man. Keep it real.
Au revoir, my friend.
War. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for listening and take care of yourselves.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Say it again, y'all. Look out. Absolutely. Listen to me. Oh, war. I despise.
Hey, chill.